Go ahead and start heading over to staging. We'll be qualifying at 1:30. So UTVs start staging for a qualifying at 1:30. We'll go straight into racing after all the qualifying is over. Should be a great day, so we'll get this party started here very soon. Okay. Thank you. We are here at Holley LS Fest, and this is Ultra 4 USA for the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee, presented by Holley Off Road here at the Beach Bend Raceway, just outside of Bowling Green, Kentucky. It is an absolute packed house here. There is so much going on. It's going to be one heck of a show. I am Miles Hasselquist. Thank you for tuning in, and it is go time here for qualifying. We did have to move up the schedule by about an hour trying to beat this weather, but it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful day. We're going to start with the UTVs. Make sure you go to Ultra 4 Racing. So let me start that over. ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same timing I have here in the Big B studio. Sounds like they will get 2 laps, and I was watching practice, and it was Paul Horschel with a 1:34 fastest of the day thus far. We'll see if that holds out or not, but man, Horschel fresh off his win at Crandon at the Big House over Labor Day weekend, which was just last weekend. We came straight from there here, get everything set up, and it is go time. We are about to start qualifying, and then we'll go into some UTV racing this evening. Listen to the PCI Race Radio. Sounds like everything is getting set up and ready to rock and roll. The Beach Bend Raceway is sitting on 379 acres. It's got some beautiful rolling hills, again, just outside of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And they are covered by beech trees. That's why it's called Beach Bend Raceway here on the Barren River. Absolutely amazing out here. And again, with LS Fest going on all at the same time, it is hopping. They are drag racing. They are drifting. And Ultra 4 USA is putting on an off-road event right here for the crowd. So hope you, everybody here on site and back at home has some fun. This is a 1.1 mile course. And again, qualifying, they'll get 2 laps. They'll go out there and throw their fastest down, get everything set up for their prelim race. The prelims this evening will be 5 laps. Everybody is racing individually, so the stocks will take off first later on today. Then it'll be the youth 170s, then the pro modifieds, and the youth 1000s, then the open. So here we are. Well, that was Gavin Smith showing off. I thought I heard some more power behind me. He's heading over towards staging. Again, since we moved it up a little bit, we're a little bit off pace, but so far, so good. This is our second Joker of the season. This is our Eastern Series Joker. So if you race 3 races within a region, you are able to use this race to replace one of your points from one of those, or they're just out here having some fun. We do have a off-road open, so anybody that here is at LS Fest was able to sign up and go out for some hot laps as well. And then Hoopty Cross is here. Hoopty X is out here. They'll be doing some hot laps with us as well. Just getting a few more things set up, and we will be qualifying. Switch over. I'm going to try to monitor the YouTube chat. Looks like we got quite a few people jumping on early. Just patiently awaiting this to kick off. We're going through our shots. We have the Holley off-road backstretch we're looking at right now. And then right in front of the crowd, we do have Monster Alley, the rock section that we're looking at right here. They'll be taking off right here, and the start finish is just after Monster Alley. And there's a great high and wide. It's got a little bit of the crowd in the shot. Sounds like cars are out on course. I can't quite tell who the first one is, but as soon as they cross over the Monster Energy Alley at the start line, it'll pop up on our tracking and we'll figure out who is what and how we're doing it. Again, thank you everybody to tune in here for the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. We are in conjunction with Holley LS Fest. They had a fun little parade last night down to downtown. A few of our racers went with some of the drift guys. Really fun little event they put on last night. Sounds like the first car is ready to rock. Lots of chatter over the PCI race radio, and I see one heading our way. Be heading through the monster boulders here in just a moment. And that looks like Brandon Davis. Sounds like they will get 2 laps out there on course. And so far, it's Brandon Davis with a 1:36 fastest time of the day thus far. So we are qualifying one at a time. There will be 2 cars out on course, but that kind of gives them an open track to see what they can do and put on a show and get their set up for their heat race. And now it's the 417 of Justin Barth out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. And that Can-Am Maverick car with MRT Tires, ZRP, G-Force Racing, and CT Raceworks. He's been racing with us here at Ultra 4 since 2014, and he's got 8 podiums under his belt between a few of the classes. Jason Washburn got a 136, but Brandon Davis with that, Jason Washburn was a 138, but Brandon Davis with that 136. And we will be racing these UTVs this evening. They will be in individual classes. Sounds like this must be Nick Anderson. And it is. It is Nick Anderson, the number 3402 out of Canton, Georgia, with Anderson Racing. Part of the G-Force Pro Modified class in his Can-Am Maverick R. Metal FX, CT Raceworks, UTV Race Shop, Infinite Off-Road, Evo, Tire Spine, and PRP. He's been on the podium 6 times with Ultra 4 USA. He We had to kind of invent this class when the Pro R came out because it's a 2,000 cc limit now, and it's you dream it. Here's a great shot of the Monster Alley. As Adam Brown cruises through there, makes it look easy. We moved all these rocks this week. They were a lane over, but we wanted to mix them up a little bit. We'll have a time for Willenborg here shortly. But again, fastest of the day thus far is Nick Anderson with that 128. Looks like Willenborg gets a 133. So Willenborg and Brown are almost identical times, within a half a second of each other. Well, it's so far so good here at Holley LS Fest with Ultra 4 USA Racing for the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. We practiced right at noon for about an hour, and we are straight into qualifying. They'll be racing the UTV classes this evening and having some fun. Another great shot of Monster Alley with Adam Brown cruising through there. We'll see if that time, yes, he steps up a little bit. So Adam Brown moves into first in class, second overall with a 132. Looks like Miller Richmond taking off, the number 504 in the tire spine stock class out of New Orleans, Louisiana, with C. Miller Racing. He's in a Can-Am Maverick R with Double E Racing, Maxxis Tires, Raceline Wheels, RCV, and CT Raceworks. His first race was King of the Hammers 2024. Holley LS Fest has been prepping for this for months, and to be able to put it off like this so far for opening day is something special to see. There's a tires down in the drag race drift area. Again, time to beat right now is Nick Anderson with that 128. So Paul Wolf, the number 1018 out of Alton, Illinois, is out there running with Wolf Racing in his G-Force Pro Modified car with Can-Am, Badlands Off-Road Park, Alltech, VP, Nitto, and Raceline. And he is one of our winningest drivers with Ultra 4 USA with 28 first place wins and 44 podiums. Definitely a fan favorite. So there's a great shot of Miller Richmond as he's heading back towards the Holley off-road backstretch through the Talladega. And we'll have a time for Paul Wolf here shortly. I suspect to see him move up the ranks. So Paul Wolf moves into second overall with a 129. So 1 second behind Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson and Paul Wolf will both be qualifying twice because they're racing Pro Modified and Open, as we're watching Miller Richmond cruise through this 1.1 mile track. They are qualifying. They do get to run 2 laps, and they take their best time from whichever lap is faster. So Miller Richmond looks like he's going to get a 138.7. So that'll be first in the tire spine stock class. Looks like this should be Nate Richardson coming through. Had to play with some audio for just a minute, so we are back here at Holley LS Fest with Ultra 4 USA for the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee, presented by Holley Off-Road. And out there on course right now is Nate Richardson, number 412 out of Noblesville, Indiana, with Jarhead Racing in this Polaris RS1 with Power Sports Nation, MRT, RMRK Law, K1 Racing, and Sunoco Race Fuel. His first race was Badlands 2024. And also the green car out on course is Gavin Smith, number 304, out of Pritchard, West Virginia, with G. Smitty Racing. And his Can-Am with Lynchworks, Mountain Made Off-Road, CT Raceworks, MRT, and Leonard's Electric. So I got some tech issues on the back end we're going to work on real quick. We're going to do this quick recovery and we'll be right back with more racing action.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. Competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids. And it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
For racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won K08 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
Welcome back to the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee, presented by Holley Off-Road. I am Miles Hasquist, and we are qualifying. Gavin Smith did take a tumble in Monster Alley, so we had to throw to commercial for just a moment, but we are back and qualifying. That is the 412 of Nate Richardson, who took a tumble during practice, but looks like he is A-OK out of Noblesville, Indiana, with Jarhead Racing. We did have to stop his qualifier, so he had a rerun. So it looks like Nate Richardson gets a 142. And a new fast time, I missed it, but it was Paul Wolf with a 127. So Anderson did have the top spot, but now Wolf takes that away. Remember, Wolf and Anderson will be racing in two separate classes. And this is the 823 of Sean Finsler making his Ultra 4 USA debut out of New Haven, Indiana with Bumper Wilson Racing. Part of this tire spine stock class and is Can-Am with MRT, VP Racing Fuels, Bumper Wilson Tuning. And he's out there having some fun. This is Jody Ford's old car, it looks like. I know Team Indiana is here representing. Great to see their old car out here still having some fun. Looks like Sean Finsler gets a 139, so that puts him second in class. 8th overall, it looks like. And if you're back home, ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same timing I have here in the Big B studio. So there's Sean Finsler. We have one car way off pace. Not exactly sure what's going on there. But Sean Finsler still out there ripping around. Lots of chatter over the PCI race radio. Recovery's getting everything in line. This is qualifying on a 1.1 mile loop. Lots of turns, lots of big banks, a couple fun jumps. And they're putting on a show here at Holley LS Fest. Lots of action going on and off and on all weekend long. And I heard another one coming. Looks like this is Nick Anderson again. So he already qualified his pro modified car. So this is his open car. The same car races two separate classes, getting lots of seat time. Let's see if he can bump out Paul Wolf or try to better his time last time around with that 128. So Nick Anderson, the 3402 out of Canton, Georgia with Anderson Racing. With that Can-Am Maverick R, Metal FX, CT Raceworks, UTV Race Shop, Infinite Off-Road, Evo, Tire Spine, and PRP. And he is flying around this course. I think this is going to be a very respectful run. Got a pretty good crowd building right up here in front of Monster Alley. Looks like this is Paul Wolf again. And this is an old X3, so he must be racing both of his cars this weekend. So Paul Wolf, number 1018, Alton, Illinois, with Wolf Racing. And that Can-Am X3 with Badlands Off-Road Park, Alltech, VP, Nitto, and Raceline. One of the most winningest drivers in Ultra 4 with over 44 podiums. And Nick Anderson flying through Monster Alley. We'll see if we get a time on him shortly. And he does beat his time, and he's less than 1/10 behind Paul Wolf. So you can't even blink that fast. So Nick Anderson and Paul Wolf are absolutely flying. It looks like 8 seconds back would be 4 seconds back would be Adam Brown. So Paul Wolf and Nick Anderson are absolutely flying out there. So I got Cody Willenborg over my shoulder watching the timing, looking at the points, keeping everything in line. Because there are 7 points for the fastest qualifier in each class. And coming down to the wire, each point is extremely important. As we see Nick Anderson back there in the Holley off-road backstretch. And Paul Wolf coming flying through Monster Alley. So Paul Wolf with a 130 in his modified car. And the open car, he got a 127. Nick Anderson in his open car got 127. In his pro modified car, he got 128. So far, so good for the Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. We're out here racing Deering LS Fest. And they are all putting on one heck of a show. And joining me in the Big B studio is none other than Cody Willenborg. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? What's up?
Well, long time no see. Last time I saw you was 4 or 5 days ago in Crandon.
Yeah, you know, that's what we do. We turn these things. 4 or 5 days ago in Crandon. Yeah, you know, that's what we do. Went to Crandon. That was a super cool place. My first time there, and got home, fixed the cars. I tore some stuff up at Crandon, and now we're back here. So,
but you made one heck of a highlight reel back there at the Rage on the Rocks, and it was Anderson and I think Mike Park possibly battling, and you saw a line on the left, and you just sent it.
Yeah, you know, I think that video's got like 2 million views now, so that's super cool. You know,
it's pretty wild, isn't it?
And it's really good for the sport. You know, we want to see that. We want guys to get people interested in it, and that's what it's all about. Go out there and have fun, and make a show for the crowd, and we definitely did that. So I cut a tire during that pass. So I was trying to get a heater out on Paul early. You know, we're in a heck of a points championship battle right now. I think I'm 65 points ahead of Nick. Nick's going to do some damage out here this weekend.
This for sure.
Definitely his course, and he's real good at this. So I'm kind of in a damage control moment at this.
I get that, but don't forget, Nick Anderson's racing that same car in Pro Mod and Open, so he's got to really watch what he does out there and not tear up that car.
Yeah, you know, Nick is in a spot to gain a bunch or lose a bunch this weekend too. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go out there and just give it our best. I think we got to get second place or better to benefit us at all this weekend. So,
but it was worth it, wasn't it?
It was. So we're going to go out there and see if we can run up front with those guys.
I love it. Yeah, you'll be racing this evening. You'll be the main event tonight for your prelim, which will get everything set up for tomorrow's race.
Yep. So I'll kind of have a strategy going into tonight. I'll try to stay top 4, top 5, so I can stay preferably on the second row start. keep the car in good shape for tomorrow night. So those guys will go out there and beat their cars up today, which is going to hurt them for tomorrow evening. So
yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to watch for sure. So out on course now is the Youth 1000. We have Avery Davis. He's out of Macon, Georgia, with Turned Up Racing in that number 527. In his Can-Am with Turned Up Racing, High Lifter, G-Force, Wayland Speed, and CA Technologies. And then we also have Reese Cooper, number 550, out of Cartersville, Georgia, with Turned Up Racing as well. And that Can-Am Maverick R, CA Technologies, Carter's Off-Road, Atlanta Wheel Repair, G-Force, and Wayland Speed. They're both making their Ultra 4 USA debut this season. I know Reese Cooper was at Crandon with us just last weekend, just like you were, Cody.
yeah, I think Mark McClary built those cars for those guys and kind of team up and run together. So
and gals,
yep, and gals. Mark's a heck of a driver himself, and definitely can build a car. So I'm sure they got some good equipment out there, and you should see some good stuff out of those guys this weekend.
Oh, for sure. He teams up with CA Technologies, and they put together some good rigs out there. So it looks like Willenborg, you're fourth in class, 6 overall.
Yep, second row start. That's kind of right where I wanted to be. Set me up right how I wanted to set up for this weekend.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. And when we start racing, we're going to start on the other side of the Monster Alley Rocks. So going live racing in some rocks, that's going to be interesting to start out the race, isn't it?
Yeah, and rocks are kind of my strong point. So yeah, you ought to see some good fun stuff right there. Especially come race day. So we'll jump to the side on that again if we can, and try to put on a show. I went through the rocks pretty good out here during qualifying, so I have to go back and watch that clip. But rocks are good. I asked John to tame the front down a little bit to keep from kicking. He said, you're not supposed to go through the rocks fast. You're supposed to check up. So
I get that for sure. It's all part of the fun, isn't it?
Yep.
So, so are you going to come up to NorCal, or are you going to just wait till Laughlin?
Well, I got to make a decision here this evening if I'm going to use this as my joker for Central or not.
Okay.
I could hold my cards tight, not use this as a joker for Central, see what Nick does, then I go out to Laughlin, or go out to the West Joker, which is, what is that,
NorCal.
Yep.
But you do have to make the decision before you go racing.
Yep, I know. I got about probably another hour to make that decision for sure, and I'll make that decision, and we'll roll from there. But we'll definitely be at finals. 100% will be at finals, whether we use it as a joker now or not. But we'll be at finals, and looking forward to it.
Huh?
So,
yeah. Little desert racing at the Laughlin Desert Classic.
I got a kind of a busy weekend this weekend. So my big tire sponsor, AMS Parts Unlimited, absolutely great company. I support those guys twice a year with an event that they do and show up with the race car. And this weekend it fell on the exact same weekend as this. So I sent my pre-runner to Wisconsin.
Okay.
I came here. I'm catching a flight out of Nashville, Tennessee the minute the race is over to get up there to enjoy the rest of the Sunday with those guys.
You're busy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so Laughlin will be in Laughlin, Nevada, obviously, for the Ultra 4 USA Nationals at the Laughlin Desert Classic. That's October 16th through the 18th. But before that, we have the NorCal Joker race in Rancho Cordova, September 19th and 20th. So we get a little bit of a break and then right back into some racing. And there's Jack with Believe Cam. He's been flying the drone for us all week long, having some fun.
The way the jokers work, as long as you do all 3 regionals, you can use a joker out of any regional to replace, your worst finish. And this weekend I'll be throwing away a 4th. But my worst finish on the other series was a 3rd, so I need a 2nd or better to improve.
Okay.
Nick is going to be throwing away a 10th out here this weekend.
Well, that's going to help him huge.
Big time.
As long as he can keep the car together and make it happen. So, yeah, you guys had a pretty good battle there in Crandon last weekend. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. So we a lot going on. It's that's coming down to the wire on these points. I came into this season, won the national championship, and I'm not going to quit till we're over.
You're not going to give up. I love your style, buddy. So, yeah, you race. I guess you'll be the last race with us this evening. Sounds like the UTV is wound down, so we're going to step away. Cody, always a pleasure out there, buddy.
Thank you very much,
Good seeing you. Yep. And a lot of great qualifying, but we still have more qualifying yet to go as we got our big cars coming in.
We will join you some other time this weekend, man. Thanks a lot.
I always appreciate it, Cody. Thank you. So that was Avery Davis, part of the Youth 1K. No, that was Reese Cooper, sorry. Reese Cooper got a 151 and Avery Davis got a 153. So that's our Youth 1K classes, which follows the stock class rules. And you can be ages 12 to 16. You will see them this evening racing. Just be the two of them out there. But for safety concerns, we decided to split them up. We're going to water the track, and we'll be right back with more qualifying action yet to come.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. Competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids. And it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
Before racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers, drivers that have won K8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radio is the leader in off-road communication since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
Welcome back to the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. We're here at the Beach Bend Raceway during Holley LS Fest, and this is Ultra 4 USA qualifying. Up next is the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We've got a stacked field. This is one of our biggest classes of the weekend, and we've got some heavy hitters out here. We'll have Jesse Oliver, Greg Neff, Justin Barth, Ryan Rollover Webb, Anthony Vinoy, Sean Reisky, Max Anthony making his Ultra 4 USA debut, Josh Hacker, Caden Berger with Brannick Motorsports, Scott Farley, Evan Sherman making his comeback to Ultra 4, and Mark St. Germain. This is a 1.1 mile qualifying loop. They'll get 2 laps, and we'll take their fastest lap out of the 2. And that'll get everything set up for tomorrow's racing tomorrow morning. We will start at 7:30 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, and we'll race all day long. We have Hoop DX, along with the off-road participants. Anybody who signed up with LS Fest, you were able to sign up prior and come out here and just make some hot laps with some fun. And then we'll race all classes tomorrow as well. After qualifying is over, we'll do the prelims for the UTVs. Up first after qualifying will be the stock UTVs. Then we'll do the Youth 170s, then the Pro Mods, then the Youth 1K, and then the All Things UTV Open class. Looks like the water truck has got everything going. Recovery is in place. We should be live qualifying here very shortly. Make sure you come over to Mega Merch, the Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers merchandise trailer. Buy all the things. Roxy's in there. And for every $1 of merchandise you spend, you get a couple tickets. So go over there, read the sign, and we will be doing a raffle thanks to Monster Energy. We'll be doing that this evening at 5 p.m. So if you go buy some merch, you can get some raffle tickets for some Monster Energy swag. We've got koozies, hats, and coolers. We have the Maxxis semi up top. And the grandstands are starting to fill up. Sounds like we're about to go qualifying for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Looks like my buddy Travis Cook is tuned in from back home. He's one of our core volunteers on and off the season, and especially at King of the Hammers. So thanks for tuning in, buddy. Looks like Anthony Denny is tuned in. Ray Kempton, John Boy, and Edwin Avils. Reading on Reese Cooper. And to refresh, I didn't have any of the chat going on, so I do apologize about that. I'll try to tune into that a little more. Make sure you go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same live timing I have here in the Big B studio. And we are live qualifying. It looks like the first car out on course is going to be the 4888 of Mark St. Germain out of Whitensville, Maryland with MDS Motorsports. He's got a Get Bent Fab LS with Raceline wheels, ADS shocks, right coast suspension, and Roush Creek. His first Ultra 4 USA race was earlier this year in Roush Creek. And the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Starting to blow some of my papers around, but we'll keep it going. So Mark St. Germain is out on course. Making his way around, getting ready to hit the big Talladega. He'll be heading back towards the Holley off-road backstretch. So Mark St. Germain making his way around. And this is the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. You can have a front or rear mounted engine, but and can have unlimited horsepower. Vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, single shock per corner, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire. Solid axles only. A lot of cars are specifically built for this class, but the original reason was for some of the older 4400 cars to kind of go and retire as technology keeps advancing. So you can throw a single shock on, go down to a 37-inch DOT tire, and come race the Legends class. And DOT tire, that's a Department of Transportation. That's the same tire I have on my Jeep, the tires you have on your truck. This is not a race tire. This is a great for the manufacturers to go and test those Maxxis tires. So Mark St. Germain is out there running along. And here's the number 73 of Greg Neff out of Denver, Colorado with Neff Motorsports. And that Neff Motorsports chassis with an LS3 with 525 horsepower. Sherpa equipment, Kenda tires, Raceline wheels, Warn, Factor 55, and Yukon. He started racing Ultra 4 back in 2013 and then started driving in 2017. He started off as a co-driver, but couldn't get enough of it. So Greg Neff out there ripping along. Mark St. Germain with a 145. Craig's first lap was a 147. And now it's the 914 of Max Anthony out of Baltimore, Maryland with Climax Off-Road. And that Trent Fab custom chassis with an LS1, right coast suspension, ADS shocks, Raceline wheels, and Roush Creek Off-Road. This is qualifying for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class on this 1.1 mile qualifier during Holley LS Fest for the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. Here comes another lap for Greg Neff. And you can hear the horsepower behind me. That is 717 of Ryan Webb out of Bossier City, Louisiana with Kryptonite Racing. And that brand new Liberty Mountain Fab chassis he debuted last weekend at Crandon, Wisconsin. He's got that Kuntz LS7 with 680 horsepower. Liquid Moly, Kenda tires, USD Racing, Raceline, Certified American, and Turn 2 TV. He's been racing with us since 2017, And he's got those 8-into-1 headers. That thing rips. Those headers are actually off of James Cantrell's old race car, so you probably recognize that thing if you're a active listener. Looks like Jason Farley's waiting Scott Farley to go. Stephen Lindsay's turned in, and it is absolutely beautiful, but they are calling for some rain later on this evening. We'll see if we get lucky with that or not. And it's still the fastest time of the day in the UTV class was Paul Wolf, that 127, but we'll get a time for Ryan Webb here shortly. And I think this is going to be a great one as he blasts through Monster Alley. So Ryan Webb is first in class and 5th overall with a 132. So Ryan Webb in that new Liberty Mountain Fab car is really out there making a statement. And if you're listening online, Holley LS Fest does have tickets. A one-day ticket is only $30, and you can come watch Ultra 4 USA, some drag racing. They've got a car show. They've got drifting. They've got it all going on. We'll get a time for Max Anthony. And Ryan Webb is all over the throttle, making that LS sing. Almost 700 horsepower. Now that Crunt's LS7. And Ryan Webb gets a 132, so almost identical lap times. And up next will be Scott Farley, it looks like. He's all lined up and ready to rock. And here goes Scott Farley, number 4824 out of Irving, Texas, with Rufus Racing. And that Tribe 16 chassis with a Grom Racing 427, 750 horsepower, EcoStaff, Maxxis tires, Vision wheels, Meridyne, and Mama Ange. Part of Rufus Racing. We saw a lot of their crew in Crandon, but Scott Farley didn't have enough. He wanted to come out here and do his own racing. Looks like my buddy Lee Perfect is tuned in as well, watching the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. Looks like Angela Farley's tuned in, so Angela and Jason both rooting on Scott Farley with Rufus Racing. So far, so good. The weather's been interesting this week. We've seen it beautiful and sunny. We've seen it rain. We'll see how it all shakes out. And here goes the 1313 of Josh Hacker out of Austin, Texas with SS Racing. And that TMR chassis with a Mass Motors LS 408 stroker, maximum transmission, Mickey Thompson tires, Raceline wheels, and Brannick Motorsports. He's podiumed with us a few times. And his first race was the first race of this year in Roush Creek, Pennsylvania. I was swinging through the pits last night, and he was having some issues, some drivability issues, but was able to get a hold of somebody over there at Holley and got him dialed in, and he's out there ripping. See if I can find a time for Scott Farley. So Scott Farley with a 143, so that's going to put him third in class, behind Greg Neff and Ryan Webb. For the live time, you can go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com. This coverage of Ultra 4 USA for the Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee is presented by Holley Off-Road and is brought by our official sponsors: G-Force, All Things UTV, Tire Spine, Warn Racing, PCI Race Radios, NorCal Rock Racing, Brannick Motorsports, Rock Crawler Suspension, Spider Tracks, Metal Cloak, Factor 55, Monster Energy, Freight Factory, Maxxis Tires, Motorsports, and by King Shocks. So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today. So whether you're building a race car, a tow rig, a mall crawler, a drift unit, come on, show some of those amazing sponsors some love. So it's Josh Hacker out on course. And Scott Farley on his second lap moved into second in class with a 139. So his first lap was quick, but his second lap was quicker. They're doing 2 laps, but taking their best lap of 2. And up next is the 801 of Anthony Vinoy out of Hickory, North Carolina, with FSU Off-Road. And that TMR TJ chassis with an LS1, Method Race Wheels, East Coast Gear Supply, Barnes 4-Wheel Drive, and Brannick Motorsports. He started racing with us back in 2021 at King of the Hammers. And speaking about King of the Hammers, coming up early in 2026, right around the 1st of February, will be the 20th annual King of the Hammers. So make your plans now. It's an absolute bucket list event to make. And to think it's been around for 20 years, that's something very special. Flamingo Chicks tuned in, and Angela Morris. Looks like up next is the 417 of Justin Barth out of Springfield, Missouri with Barth Racing. He's in a Jimmy's 4x4 48P chassis with an LS3 427 with over 700 horsepower. He's got Raceline wheels, Warn Racing, and King Shocks. He'll be racing in the 4800 Sports Legends class and in the Tire Spine Stock UTV class as well. So pulling double duty this weekend. We've got the high and wide overlooking the Monster Energy Alley start-finish. Got a great crowd starting to show up, enjoying everything that is LS Fest. And Braz and Brett wants me to give Reisky a hard time for showing up late to qualifying. I've said his name plenty wrong, so I'm going to do him a little favor there. And Nicholas is watching as well. Rooting on Sean Reisky. So Justin Barth is out there making his qualifying run. And joining me in the Big B studio is none other Then Mr. Chad Hunt. How are you doing?
How's it going, Miles? How we doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. So far, so good. The fastest time during practice was Horschel with a 1:34. Him pass you during practice. Not trying to give you too much hard time. But then during qualifying itself, Paul Wolf with that 1:27. So how hard are you going to push during qualifying this time around? You're saving the car, huh?
Saving the car. I think it's going to be a nutrition race. So.
I think that obviously it's a short course race, and we're used to endurance racing, but man, this course is going to eat some cars.
It is. The temperatures right now today are definitely warm, so trying to get out there and kill it today ain't going to do you much. So.
And during qualifying, get you set up for your preliminary race, and then your preliminary race only sets you up for the main. So technically, it's just getting you into the main. As long as you start, I think you're going to do all right.
Yep.
But I don't know if you'll be able to talk Casey Gilbert into taking it easy.
That's all right.
He's always on it.
It's a switch. That throttle pedal's got a switch for him.
Yeah, once you put that helmet on it kind of helmet on, rain off, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But, man, it's been a great weekend. You've been setting up for a couple days, getting everything ironed out. You guys did the parade last night. You were a part of that. How much fun was that?
That was a good time. It was nice being in town around everybody that hadn't seen this stuff before, or our cars before. So it's fun to get out there and talk with them and tell them what we do.
Yeah, and you guys kind of did the parade with all the drift cars and a bunch of the LS competitors, and I do think the 4400 cars, the Ultra 4 cars, got a lot of looks because it's just something completely different than they're used to here at LS Fest.
Well, we are in Kentucky, you know. They do like four-wheel drives
Yeah, exactly.
off-roading, so seeing those kind of things really perked their attention. And I had a couple drift cars. The one that was behind me almost ate my rear end a couple times. There's a video of it. Trying to stop.
Having some fun, huh?
I'm like, I don't think he's going to hurt my car, but he might destroy his.
Well, that's going to be his problem, not yours, right? And I see Nikki's out here, and she's got the CTSV out there having some fun, huh?
Yeah, she's was doing the HPDE this morning, autocross basically, and training seminars, and learned a lot, did some laps, and I think she said she had her car up to like 125 this morning down one of the straightaways.
That's faster than your car. Come on, you can't let her beat you. So out on course now is Caden Berger, number 4408 out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Stan Haynes' grandson with Brannick Motorsports. And that Jimmy's 48P chassis with an LSX with over 900 horsepower. Brannick Motorsports, Mickey Thompson tires, Raceline wheels, and Badlands Off-Road Park.
Go Brannicks.
Yeah, you run a lot of their parts.
Oh, yeah, that's good quality parts right there. It's hard to beat them.
Yep, Stan the Man Haynes with Brannick Motorsports has been around this world for a very long time, and they're the presenting sponsor for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class.
Yeah, Stan's starting to step out, and Brandon's taking over, and he's killing it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job for sure. Love it. So it looks like Ryan Webb is still the leader in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Then it's Justin Barth. And then Scott Farley, then Anthony Vinoy, then Josh Hacker, then Greg Neff, then St. Germain, Evan Sherman. So Evan Sherman, haven't heard that name for a little bit. Glad to see him back out here in racing. He's in the 4859 out of Inman, South Carolina with E-Squared Motorsports. And that Jimmy's chassis with an LS 6-liter E2 diesel repair, Weldon fuel pumps, and rugged race radios.
Well, I'm going to get off. Let one of these other guys get on.
Well, Chad, always a pleasure, buddy. Good seeing you, and we'll catch up with you after a bit. So good luck during qualifying. Chad Hunt with Hunt's Motorsports. So Caden Berger's out there having some fun, and Casey Gilbert's getting ready to hop in here. I saw you thinking about it, so I figured if I said your name, you had to. So we have Casey Gilbert in the Big B studio hopping in during qualifying, watching everything as it unfolds out there, and getting ready to run your own qualifying race.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty fun little course. It's cool. There's a lot of people here, so guys are starting to put down some good lap times.
Yeah, the crowd's starting to fill in pretty good, and Paul Wolf in that UTV, he's got a 127. You think that's beatable?
It's going to be tough. The UTVs come out of the corners so much faster than our big cars do.
Yeah, because the power to weight ratio is pretty impressive. But you guys will be putting on one heck of a show. And it looks like we have somebody stopped in the Monster Alley.
It's Sherman.
So Evan Sherman has a flat tire in Monster Alley, so that'll slow down the rest of the field.
He lost that tire before he even started his qualifying. He entering the rocks.
And Caden Berger doesn't check up. He wants that qualifying lap, and he sends it. So let's see what's Caden Berger's got a time of. Looks like Caden Berger just moved into second in class with a 1:37. Oh, that was his last lap, a 1:34. So Caden Berger just 2 seconds behind Ryan Webb in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. That smells something a little hot.
Yeah, I think it was a break when he went by.
Okay. So he'll head up there and get ready. We still have a couple more classes for you guys go out, right? The stock and modifieds.
Yep.
And then the 4400s.
Yeah, which is there's quite a bit guys here with some speed. So
you're one of them.
Well, we'll see.
Usually you are, especially if there are some woods, but there aren't too many woods around here. You made the venture down from Fenton, Michigan, right?
Yeah, it's about a 7.5 hour drive for us, so it's not that bad. Actually ended up with I was going to drive down by myself, and then Jesse Oliver, they lost the transmission in their motorhome yesterday morning.
Yeah, you said it went first, second, fourth, fifth, reverse before it got to six. So
yeah,
that probably doesn't make for a fun road trip, does
the
it?
5 reverse 6 shift is violent.
Oh, that sounds terrible. So we'll get Evan Sherman recovered. And you going to make it to Nationals this year?
I'm not sure yet. With the Baja 1000, it's pretty close to it. So.
And you're definitely going to go down there and have some fun, right?
Plan on racing the 1000. So see how today goes. But
you'll be in a TT, a spec TT co-driving, right?
No, it's a full trophy truck.
Okay.
It's got a big black Croyer motor in it.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Yep.
And then racing from the passenger seat's a little cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah. It can be nerve-wracking, though. You know, it's like you sit in the seat and you got to trust the guy with the steering wheel. And
don't you feel sorry for your co-driver now?
Yeah, I wouldn't ride. I wouldn't ride with many people. But been riding with Dallas. I rode with another guy from that team for a couple years, and then Dallas, the truck owner, I've been with him for the last 2 years.
You can see that left front completely split on Evan Sherman's car.
Yeah, and he lost that coming into the rocks when he was starting. We heard that tire go down. And
I heard something,
I'm surprised he ran both laps, but I talked to him earlier, and it was 3 years ago
when it caught fire at Mid-America.
That car down, yeah.
So yes, he took it back and kind of stripped it down. He had to update a few things on it.
But it was basically a total loss there. So tough break.
Yeah, fire's always scary, that's for sure. So anything else new with everything going on? How's the family?
They're good. Aiden wanted to come down, but they missed some school last week, so they didn't get the choice. So they're in school today.
So Dad gets to come out here and play while you while they go to school. While you, well, nothing wrong with that. While they go to school.
He's already got his car tore apart. In full hammer mode already. So
has he got an engine found for it yet?
Not yet. We just got to get one.
An engine found for it? You find a used one, buy a new one?
Put a new one in there. Those just Polaris motors. For what they are, they're pretty stout. Just slap them in and run them until they die, and then replace them.
Well, I get that for sure. And we'll get him, and then Addison going to race some 170s with us again, I assume?
We actually just put her car up for sale.
Okay.
She technically could race 170s next year, but she turns 12 in March.
So you'd rather start in the Youth 1000
class? Yeah, we're gonna trying to find another Polaris Pro XP just so it matches
spares.
Yeah. So the kids both have the same spare parts, and there goes Jesse Oliver in his new car.
Yeah, the number 17 of Jesse Oliver out of White Lake, Michigan, with Oliver Racing, and that Miller Motorsports chassis with a Mast Motors LS 408 with 600 horsepower. Mickey Thompson Tires, Ironman Off-Road, Raceline, and Brannick Motorsports.
Oh, and he's over.
And he
He's
takes
over
a
hard.
huge tumble in that brand new car. Hate to see that for Oliver. And the axle's
Yeah, the axle's
floating around.
disconnected.
So hopefully you have some spare parts for him back at the camp, because he's going to need them.
That looked like a broken shock, so.
Hate to see that for anybody.
Yeah, he's out of the car, so he's laying on the ground. He crawled out under his own power.
Well, it's always good to see that, but I just hate seeing somebody's weekend end early like that.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
So he came off the king kicker and just was a little upset then, huh?
I think he came off this first roller too hot, and the way he set up into the next, it loaded that car going into that king kicker, and it didn't like it.
Tough break for him. Maybe we can get to that high and wide camera. Have a little more.
He is out of the car moving around, but he does not look pleasant.
Well, I'd be bummed about it too. So tough break for Jesse Oliver. So we're going to actually step away from the action. Casey, always a pleasure seeing you. Good luck on your qualifying. We're going to step away and we'll be right back with qualifying here in just a moment.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
We're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. Competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids, and it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
Sport racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won K8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
So Jesse Oliver took a pretty good tumble. He is okay, but he is going to get checked out. So tough break for him. He took a bad hit off the king kicker. But again, he is okay, but is going to get checked out. Definitely had his bell rung a little bit. Had a pretty good tumble there. So tough break for Jesse Oliver. Hate to see that for anybody. So we're still waiting for recovery to get the course cleared, but just wanted to come back for a quick update. Jesse Oliver is okay, but going to get checked out at the hospital. So we'll wait on recovery to get things handled up, and we'll be back to qualifying.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. Competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids. And it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
For racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won K8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
Welcome back to the 2025 Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee presented by Holley Off-Road. We just saw Jesse Oliver take a big tumble. He is okay, but he is going to go to the hospital, get checked out for safety precautions. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. It's always something out there, but thankfully he is all right. So that was the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Up next is the 4500 Mod and the 4600 Spider Track Stock class. We have 4 in these 2 classes, and they'll be taking off here very soon. And then it'll be the 4400 Unlimited class. It's going to be one heck of a show. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are here during LS Fest. We got a great crowd of people up here watching, and it's going to be one heck of a show. It is Paul Wolf in his All Things UTV Open UTV with a 127 fastest time of the day. We'll see if one of the big cars can bump him out or not. And it looks like on the line next will be Jeff Pratt, who is racing Jesse Oliver's old 4500 car out of Oxford, Michigan, the 4517 of Pratt Pack Racing. And that Oliver built Jeep with a dynamic converters, Jeep Performance, Helm Marketing, Scoggin Dickory Parts Center. And then we will go into UTV racing directly after qualifying. So everybody that's here on site, if you're racing a UTV, pay attention to the schedule. It is moving up. We do have some weather coming in, but we're going to do our best. And in between the action, make sure you go over to Mega Merch, the Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers trailer. They're selling all the things. And if you spend some money, you get some raffle tickets. We'll be giving away some Monster Energy swag later on this evening at 5 p.m. You must be present to win. They've got hats, koozies, and some coolers. So at 5 p.m., we'll be giving that stuff away. Go see Roxy, buy a shirt, maybe a hoodie if it gets chilly this evening. They've got all the hats and everything in between. Monster Energy is here on site with the beverages. Waiting for medical to get back in place so we can get back underway for qualifying on this 1.1 mile track. This is our second Joker of the season. Our next race will be our NorCal Joker just outside of Sacramento, California. That'll be September 19th and 20th. And then we'll round out the year for the Laughlin Desert Classic with Ultra 4 USA Nationals, October 16th through the 18th. And we'll be live for those events as well. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sounds like they are going to throw a little bit more water on the course. Keep the dust down for the rest of the Holley LS events. And then we should be back underway qualifying here very shortly. The wind is breezing pretty good. Need to thank all of the volunteers, the entire Holley staff, the Ultra 4 USA staff, media safety, USAC, racers, fans, and all of our marketing partners. We've got our entire staff here on site. We got Goodby, Jeremy, RDP, Roxy, Robert, Trotter, Abe, Mike, Pam, Benji, and Justin. All out here wearing all the hats, keeping the racing going as smooth as it can. There are a lot of off-road enthusiasts out here, and you can sign up and run this course. Obviously, if you haven't signed up yet, you'll have to wait till next year. We've got Hoopty X out here having some fun. And the Holley LS Fest off-road participants. Going to listen to the PCI Race Radio real quick. Sounds like we are seconds away from restarting qualifying. First up will be Jeffrey Pratt in that 4500 modified car. You can have 2.5 shocks per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel. You have to have mechanical steering of some sort, maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire. Have to have a front-mounted engine, but unlimited LS horsepower. And then right behind him will be the 4600 Spider Track stock class. You have to have a stock OEM frame. Wheelbase must stay within 3 inches. Factory engine, but may be replaced with any available engine in the same year, make, and model. You have to run the factory transmission, a 35-inch DOT tire, single 2.5 shock per corner, factory-style suspension like leaf springs, coil springs, TTB, or whatever. Mechanical steering, and a great grassroots vibe. Right here with Ultra 4 USA. Gonna water down the track. Sounds like medical is almost back into place. And then we should be back underway. Looks like Jonathan Dawes is tuned in. Dylan Harper. And Brazen Brett. So the fastest qualify in the Open UTV was Paul Wolf. Fastest in the G-Force Pro Modified was Nick Anderson. Fastest in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class was Ryan Webb. Fastest in the Tire Spines UTV stock class was Miller Richmond. Fastest in the Youth 1000 UTV was Reese Cooper, followed by Avery Davis. We still have the 4500, 4600 about to kick off, and then the 4400 Unlimiteds. So still lots of qualifying action yet to go before we get into our UTV racing. This coverage of Ultra 4 USA for the Monster Energy Beach Bend Melee is presented by Holley Off-Road, and it is brought to you by our official sponsors: G-Force, All Things UTV, Tire Spine, Warren Racing, PCI Race Radios, NorCal Rock Racing, Brannick Motorsports, Rock Garage Suspension, Spider Tracks, Metal Cloak, Factor 55, Monster Energy, Freight Factory, Maxxis Tires, King Shocks, and by Big B Studios. So thanks for everybody. Please support who supports the sport. Without all of those amazing marketing partners, we would not be right here today during LS Fest for the Monster Energy Melee, presented by Holley Off-Road. So during short course racing, we do not allow co-drivers, but you do have to have a spotter in the spotters area, just in front of Maxxis Tires, who's got their great setup here as well. Monster Energy slinging all their drinks. Roxy selling all the things, and mega merch for Ultra 4 USA and King of the Hammers. A little bit more water on the course, and then we'll be back to qualifying. Sounds like we are clear of course with the water truck. Medical is in place. Recovery is ready to rock. Sounds like the track is about to go hot. And here we go. Off the line next is Jeffrey Pratt in the 4517 out of Oxford, Michigan with Pratt Pack Racing. In that Jeep with dynamic converters, Jeep Performance Parts, Helm Marketing, and Scoggin Dickey Parts Center. This is Jesse Oliver's old car, and making his Ultra 4 USA rookie debut is Jeffrey Pratt. He just saw Jesse Oliver take a pretty good tumble, so I'm sure that's playing into his mind a little bit, driving his old car, but he is all over the throttle making it happen. Hits the king kicker, makes it look smooth. So far, so good for Jeffrey Pratt. So Jeffrey Pratt out there, and we are doing a little tech on the drone. I do apologize about that. But it looks like, oh, this is Sean Reisky was a little late to the party, but we're going to send him out anyways. So that is the 866 of Sean Reisky out of Mishawaka, Indiana with 866 Motorsports. Part of the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. In that, he's got an LS3 with JKS, Brannick, Dirty Life Wheels, Mickey Thompson Tires, and Mishawaka Auto Pros. He's been racing with us since 2017 and has 7 podiums along the way. And just like that, Jack with Believe Cam is back in action. Chasing Jeffrey Pratt. See if we can get a time on him. Jeffrey Pratt, his first lap was a 1:42. That'll put him mid-pack with the rest of the qualifying crowd. The wind has changed a little direction on us. And look at Sean Reisky all over the throttle. He's back there in the Holley off-road backstretch right next to the pond. Cutting that corner tight, making a run at it. This could be a pretty good time. So we'll get a time as he makes it through Monster Alley. Sean Reisky all over the throttle, just moves into second in class in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Just 0.2 of a second off of Ryan Webb's time. So that was his first lap. We'll see if he gets her a little more dialed in. Sean Reisky on a heater. So we have Sean Reisky and Jeff Pratt out there making some qualifying laps on this 1.1 qualifying run, all part of the 2025 Monster Energy Melee, presented by Holley Off-Road, right here at the Beech Bend Raceway during Holley LS Fest. I'm going to say 85% of our big cars run LS, so it's a perfect fit. And there goes Sean Reisky. So we should get a time for him here very shortly. Sean Reisky on his way towards Monster Alley, right in front of the crowd. His last lap was a 1:32. We'll see if he can better that. And he does. He gets a 1:29. So new pole setter for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class is Sean Reisky, number 866 with that 1:29. 3 seconds faster than Ryan Webb. Now it looks like we'll flip right into the 4600 Spider Truck stock class and then run the 4400 Unlimited cars. After qualifying, we'll dive right into this UTV racing. Looks like this is going to be Corey Day, number 326 out of Uniondale, Indiana, with Day Racing. And that 2001 Jeep Cherokee with Brannick Motorsports, Mickey Thompson tires, Raceline wheels, Ironman 4x4 fab, ACNC Cutting and Fab, Hunt's Auto Salvage, Team Indiana, Ford Excavating, Warren Racing, Factor 55, and his wife, Sarah Day. I think it's going to be a dogfight between Corey Day and Brant Irwin, but you can't count out John Hall. We'll have 3 of the 4600 Spider Track stock class cars out there having some fun. I think it was 1 year ago Corey Day came out here and ripped the entire left rear off the car, had to rebuild the entire axle housing. Like if you are here on site, go over to Roxy, buy some merchandise. For every $20, you get a couple raffle tickets for some Monster Energy swag. They've got hats, koozies, and coolers. And we'll be doing that drawing at 5 p.m. You must be present to win when we call your name. And now we have John Hall out on course, the number 4614 out of Columbus, Ohio, with Greedy Jeep. And that 1999 Jeep Wrangler with a 4-liter, 130 horsepower, MRT, RCV, Method race wheels, Fosengoggle, LLC, and Yukon. They've been racing with us since 2024 at King of the Hammers. Switching over, make sure you go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same timing you have right here in the Big B studio. So Corey Day trying to look up his time. Looks like he's first in class with a 1:40. Very solid run. And I don't see Brant Irwin. So Corey Day and John Hall are out there having some fun. And one car I don't see is Brant Irwin, so I grabbed my buddy Jonathan Terhune with Team Indiana. And where is old Brant?
Typical Brant fashion, he's still working on his car, not ready to start the race.
He was working on that car this morning.
That's what Brant does. He waits to the last minute and usually puts together something good. So he's up there working on the rear diff right now. He's going to skip qualifying and just take a rear start for tomorrow, but should have it back together and ready to go.
Wasn't he working on the rear diff of Corey's in Pennsylvania? So hopefully he has Corey check his rear ring and pinion bolts, right? Didn't that thing fall out in Pennsylvania?
It was a cover.
Oh, the bolt cover. Okay.
Yeah.
So it just lost all the fluid. That was it.
There was no way to hold the oil in when you don't have a cover on it.
And Corey Day coming through hot. And he gets a 1:40. So Corey Day is our fastest in the 4600 Spider Track stock class. And this just got a perfect breeze out here. It's absolutely beautiful. They're talking about rain, but right now, I'll take this all day long. Well, Terhune, have you been able to wander around and check out anything else going on at Holley LS Fest?
Just checking out the racing right now. Got here a little late, so checking out the course. Really like the way they flipped it around. It's not the same. It's way different. It's like trying to wipe your behind with the wrong hand. It feels completely different, even though it's the same thing.
Well, I'll let you make that call.
Try it sometime. Let me know how it works.
I don't think it's going to work.
But no, every driver, there's been people out here that have run this course twice, and they're out here on this course, and it's completely different. Every turn goes the opposite way.
Yeah, even though it's the same, it's completely different.
Every jumps the backwards. I really like what they did with the changes, especially those rocks to start finish. I'm excited to see that on race day.
Yeah, Jeremy and Goodby were out on the equipment all week getting everything swapped around, and man, they turned this thing into a really nice race course. Justin, one of our core volunteers out here from Bowling Green, has been out there on a skid steer all week, making it look beautiful. And there goes John Hall through Monster Alley.
Be curious to see his time. He was at the last Trek race and absolutely blew my doors off in the old Cherokee that I have. He was really, really turning it up.
So I don't have him on my timing. We'll have to check out his transponder. Oh, there, just like that, it updated. So it looks like he gets a 3:36 for John Hall, and Corey Day with a 1:41. So we may have to update that.
One of his laps didn't hit the timer, it sounds like. They'll have to go back to their the manual camera that they have. That was way faster than a 3-something.
Yeah, but again, we do have transponders on the cars, but if they don't work, we do have a physical camera they can go watch and timestamp it to give them the correct time. And then during racing, it doesn't really matter what your time is. It's whoever crosses first.
That's the beauty of the short course. You know who's in the lead. There's none of this taking your shoes off and trying to calculate adjusted time. Whoever's out front is winning the race. So.
That's why I wear flip-flops a lot, so I can count higher.
There you go.
Not today, though.
Be exciting tomorrow to see everybody on the course together.
So we still have the 4,400 Unlimited cars. The biggest and baddest names of our sport will be coming up next. And we have Paul Horschel with the fastest practice lap of the day, fresh off his win at the Big House in Crandon, Wisconsin last weekend. He'll be out there running. We have Philip McGilton, Roger King, Brandon Davis, Dustin Robbins, Chad Hunt, Bill McGivern, Casey Gilbert, and the one and only Paul Wolf, one of the winningest drivers in Ultra 4 USA history. I think between him and Lauren Healy, they are neck and neck.
It'd be exciting to see the way if Paul can pass him on the wins there. Paul's definitely racking him up there. But I wonder if he's been having some issues with his car. I saw him out in practice, didn't look so good. So maybe there's some attrition of doing all these races too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the more you go out there, the more it takes its toll on some of these cars. But Paul Wolf will be racing both of his UTVs and the 4,400, so he'll have that seat time in his favor. While we wait for the 4,400s come up, we're going to step away and we'll be right back with more qualifying action.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. The competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids, and it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
Before racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won tail 8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. The competition is the best of the best.
for me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids. And it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
Before racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won tail 8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radio is the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther, and most of all, go prepared.
Welcome back to the 2025 Monster Energy Melee presented by Holley Off-Road right here at the Beech Bend Raceway during Holley LS Fest. We are right here, right now, about to kick off the 4,400 qualifying. It is a 1.1 mile lap. They get 2 laps, and we take their fastest lap to set them up for their prelim tomorrow. We will be racing this evening. Well, this afternoon at this rate. And we do to fix John Hall's time. He was a 1:48. And you, if you were watching earlier, did see Jesse Oliver take a huge tumble, but just got an update from Casey Gilbert that he is fine. He didn't want to go get checked out, but they kind of made him. So great to hear that Jesse Oliver is okay, but did get taken for a checkout. Better and sorry. The wind is starting to pick up, so that weather could be coming in. And it looks like up first is going to be the 256 of Brandon Davis out of Huntsville, Alabama, with Davis Racing in that beautiful UFO single-seat chassis built by Joe Thompson. It is IFS. Independent front suspension with an LSX with over 750 horsepower. He's got Raceline wheels, Mickey Thompson tires, RCV, and AMSOIL. If you follow Davis Racing, You'll see he took that car for some rock bouncing just a couple weeks ago. Took it for a little bit of a tumble. Luckily enough, didn't do too much damage, and he is back out here racing for the 4400 Unlimited, the biggest and baddest names of our sport. He is through the King Kicker and heading back towards the barn turn. So Brandon Davis and that beautiful UFO single seat out there making some laps. The fastest lap of the day thus far is Paul Wolf in his UTV with that 127, but I suspect it could be beat. Up next, the 124 of Roger King out of Sparta, Tennessee, with Robbie Bobby. And that partially committed and Diddy's big block chassis with an LS3, Raceline wheels, Mickey Thompson tires, Yukon, and rugged race radios. His first Ultra 4 race was King of the Hammers back in 2012 in the Everyman Challenge race. But he has stepped up to the 4400 Unlimited as we switch back to Brandon Davis. We will give them 2 laps. We take their fastest of the 2. We'll get a time for Davis here very soon. So Brandon Davis just turned a 134, so extremely fast. 9th overall and first in class. As he hits the King Kicker. This is where Jesse Oliver took a little ride, but he made it look smooth and easy. Brandon Davis spit a little bit of mud on Jack with Believe Cam. So he'll probably chase him on in and then wipe the camera down. And I didn't see Roger King come back through. So I didn't see where Roger King went, but Brandon Davis did get a 131. His first lap was a 134. He turned it up to a 131. Just getting some updates from a couple of our drivers, getting everything locked in. Adam Brown and Cody Willenborg are using this Joker race for their Central Series. Believe this is Bill McGibbon. And it is. That's the 461 of Bill McGibbon out of Smith Falls, Ontario, way up from Canada, with McGibbon Racing and that Jimmy's single seat IFS Green Dragon with an LS with over 700 horsepower with J&A Hydrovac service, Mickey Thompson, Diddy's Big Block, TMR Customs, and Jimmy's 4x4. He's been racing with us since 2022, and he took a huge tumble in that car 1 year ago here at Beech Bend Raceway, when that car was absolutely brand new during qualifying. He did take a little chopper ride, but he was okay. They got the car rebuilt, and he's been racing all season long. He just raced with us up in Crandon at the Big House just last weekend. Drove back to Canada worked on the car a little bit, and he is out there ripping. This is the 4400 Unlimited class, the biggest and baddest names in our sport. As he heads back towards the barn turn. Turn right by the pond and head down the Holley off-road backstretch. And now on course is also the 311 of Dustin Robbins out of Decatur, Alabama, with all things UTV. And that Jimmy single-seat IFS chassis, the Brush Monster, with Schofield Performance LS 441, all things UTV, Vision Wheels, MRT, CT Raceworks, Industrial Cutters, and Simpson. He's been racing with us since 2017. This is actually John Mole's old car, so this car's been around a while. Great to see Dustin out here. He usually races UTVs, but he bought this car about a year ago and has raced it a few times. But I suspect he'll be building a UTV to be racing in the 4400 class. We've got a few of them who have done that, as well as current King of the Hammers champion, Kyle Cheney. And Dustin using the entire course, getting on the upside of everything, making it happen as he enters Monster Alley right in front of the crowd. He does not check up much and bounces through, making it look smooth. So Dustin Robbins just moves first in class, 5th overall with a 129. Right behind him is Bill McGibbon with 0.3 of a second splits Dustin Robbins and Bill McGibbon. But Paul Wolf in his open UTV still the fastest of the day with that 127. So qualifying is going pretty smooth. And we should get another time for Bill McGibbon. And now he just bumps in front of Dustin Robbins by 0.2 of a second. So Bill McGibbon was within a half a second each lap. But now with that 129.16, Bill McGibbon is our fastest 4,400 thus far. But we still have a couple heavy hitters yet to come. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the 2025 Monster Energy Melee, presented by Holley Off-Road here at the Beech Bend Raceway during Holley LS Fest. It's a huge crowd out here, and Ultra 4 USA is putting on a show. And if you're here in the stands, make sure you go back to see Roxy with Mega Merch. Buy all the Ultra 4 USA and King of the Hammers swag. And every $20 you spend will get you some raffle tickets to enter yourself into a raffles for some Monster Energy swag. We've got hats, koozies, and some coolers. We'll be giving those away at 5 p.m. this evening. And you do have to be present to win to get those. So we'll be giving that stuff away here in about an hour. Still have a few more 4,400s yet to go before we start some UTV racing. And it looks like it's the 456 of Chad Hunt out of Plymouth, Indiana with Hunt's Motorsports. And that 2022 Miller Pro Chassis straight axle with a Mast Motorsports LS 427, Brannick Motorsports, Mickey Thompson tires, and Willwood. He's been racing Ultra 4 USA since 2013 at Badlands. And I'm so glad we've been racing there once again. He was also the Zandy Willems Sportsman of the Year back in 2023, and he won at Nationals last year. So Chad Hunt will definitely be out there having some fun. He is on his backup motor. It's actually a 4.8 LS, but he's still out there making some laps. And off the line next is the 47 of Philip McGilton out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with 47 Motorsports and Rusty Nail Racing. He's in a 4th-gen Campbell chassis single-seat IFS with Schofield Performance, LSX 454, Southern Tire Mart at Pilot, Yokohama, KMC Wheels, Simpson, and Willwood Brakes. So Youth 1K will be racing here in just a little bit. KC Cubbing, you did miss the qualifying run, but they will be racing here very soon. It'll be our 4th race after qualifying. So we'll get a time for Chad Hunt. Looks like Chad Hunt moves into 3rd in class with a 1:31. Again, if you want to follow along, go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same timing I have right here in the Big B studio. Philip McGilton and Chad Hunt out there on course on their 1.1 mile qualifying loop. So I'll be looking for a time from Philip McGilton as he bombs through Monster Alley, putting on a show. And look at this, a new fast time of the day is Philip McGilton with a 1:25, 2 seconds faster than Paul Wolf. So Philip McGilton had some issues in Crandon last week, but he's got it dialed and putting that Schofield Performance LS to work. I was wondering if somebody was going to beat Wolf's time, and Philip McGilton just did on his first lap of 2. We'll see if he can turn it up on this next lap. Great run by Philip McGilton, number 47, out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He used to race Craftsman Truck Series with NASCAR back in the day, and he's one of our heavy hitters here at Ultra 4 USA. This is qualifying, getting everything set up for their prelims. 4,400 to be racing mid-morning tomorrow for their prelim number 1. You can go to the website, find the schedule, and follow along. We'll go racing live at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, and we'll race all day long tomorrow. And McGilton just launches through. We'll see if he does. He shaves off another second. So a 1:24.5 for Philip McGilton. And I didn't see, okay, we still got a couple more to go. I was like, I didn't see Paul Wolf, Paul Horschel, or Casey Gilbert, but they're hiding behind the crowd on me. So we still have a couple more yet to go for the 4,400 Unlimited class. And off the line next is the 1018 of Paul Wolf out of Alton, Illinois with Wolf Racing and that UFO single-seat IFS machine built by Joe Thompson. Schofield Performance LSX 434. Nitto Tires, Raceline Wheels, VP, Radflow, and TubeWorks. With almost 30 wins and over 45 podiums with Ultra 4 USA. Him and Lauren Healy have the most podiums in Ultra 4 USA history. And with Wolf racing the entire season, I think he's going to surpass Healy. Makes it over the King Kicker back towards the barn turn. Wolf is going to be trying to chase down Philip McGilton's time of 1:24. Paul Wolf using the entire track. He's got a little bit of Optima battery banner dragging behind him. Using the entire course. Paul Wolf is really on a mission trying to get a good qualifying run to get set up for his prelim tomorrow. Paul Wolf entering the Monster Alley Bowlers. And we'll see what kind of time he's got. He's got a 1:25.3, so 0.8 of a second slower than Philip McGilton, but he's still got one more lap to go. So Paul Wolf is in our top 10 3 times between the Pro Mod UTV, the Open UTV, and now in the Unlimited class. So Paul Wolf out there pushing strong, trying to chase down Philip McGilton's time of a 124.5. So far, so good. And we still have Paul Horschel to go. And taking off the line just there, I missed it, was Casey Gilbert, the 618 out of Fenton, Michigan, with Gilbert Brothers Racing. And that Miller Pro chassis with a straight axle. Mass Motorsports LS7, Tranny Tom Turbo 400, Nido Tires, Threat Wheels, Big B, Ironman Off-Road, and Balducci Enterprises. And Paul Wolf does make it across the line, but the car does die on him. So it looks like his first lap will be his fastest one with a 125. And Paul Wolf did have a quick little puff of flames, but it went out on its own. Safety crew is on there making sure everything's okay. So we'll probably have to slow down Gilbert in the rocks. So Casey Gilbert coming through with a huge jump through the monster boulders. Paul Wolf was off course enough. So Casey Gilbert moves 6th in class with a 130.8. So we still have one more 4,400 yet to go of Paul Horschel, who is fresh off his win in Crandon, Wisconsin at the Big House just last weekend. So we'll get some recovery, get Paul Wolf off the course. It's been a great morning of practice, a great afternoon of qualifying. One more big heavy hitter to go before we start UTV racing this afternoon. So joining me in the Big B Studios, Miller, the pole setter in the tire spine UTV stock class. You had a pretty good run out there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really think I'd do well, to be honest with you. I got a couple seconds still on the board, but I finished first, so I can't be disappointed.
Yeah, well, that's just qualifying. That gets you bragging rights and gets you the front row for your prelim race. But I'm not taking anything away from you. That was a great run. And if you say you have more in the tank, it's going to be an exciting year, and you're up in the runnings for the national points in that stock class. So this is an important race for you.
Yeah, and I think I got 7 points since I was a pole
position. You
so.
should, once everything's official,
Correct.
But you should get those 7 points. Will be pretty important towards your race this year.
Of course. So we'll probably end up finishing second in the East Coast Series. But if we do well today and tomorrow, that will put us first position for going to nationals.
Man, that's a great showing. And you've been racing a lot with the Mustang Cup and Ultra Force, so you've been busy this year.
Yeah, so I have a double USAC license. I have on-road and off-road, and I literally had to email them the other day and say, hey, guys, I'm going to be missing my Lime Rock race in the Mustang Cup because I'm going to nationals and I might be in first position. And they said, no problem. We're so happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you got a couple more tricks up your sleeve for next season, but I'll let you make that little spoiler.
Yeah, so I haven't said anything yet, but we're going to definitely move up, and we're making big improvements, and it's going to be the first of big things. So stay tuned on our Instagram and our Facebook, and I'll definitely let everybody know coming in nationals.
Yeah, so you'll be racing your UTV and your new I'm not going to say it yet. You got nervous, didn't you? Because you've kept me up on your little secrets. I love it. I'm excited for you. And, yeah, some big moves coming from Miller Racing.
Yes, of course, of course. So fingers crossed. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but Ford Racing just changed their name from Ford Performance to Ford Racing. So I'm hoping that I can get their attention, and they've been so nice to me, and I want to return the favor.
Yeah, I love it. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a teaser. I like it. We'll see how it all shakes out. But, yeah, qualifying went well for you, and you're going to be up in that first race, aren't you? Let's see. Yeah, stock comes off first, so you're going to have to get suited and booted here pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, I'm already suited and booted. I just got to pop it in reverse and get in line.
All right. Well, this is our last qualifier. So, Miller, always a pleasure. Good luck, and we'll see how it shakes out, buddy.
Thank you very much.
So next off the line for qualifying, I believe it's our last qualifier. It's the number 19 of Paul Horschel out of Park City, Utah with Horschel Motorsports. And that Horschel-built single-seat IFS Ford Bronco with a Danzio P620 big block with 1,150 horsepower. Nitto tires, Fox live valve, alloy drilling, obstacle, and RCV. He's one of our heavy hitters in this class for sure, with his fresh win off of Crandon at the Big House last weekend with this same exact car. He built this car, sold it to Lauren Healy. Lauren Healy sells it to Brett Harrell, and then Horschel buys this car from him to his stable. He's also got a two-seat IFS IRS car that's four-wheel steer as well that he races in King of the Hammers. So Paul Horschel, one of our lead manufacturers in Ultra 4 USA. There's a whole list of them. We got Campbell, we got Bomber, we have Miller, the UFOs, and Horschel Motorsports for sure. We have Trent Fab. I mean, the list goes on. So Horschel's really showing off that horsepower right now, making it through. He'll be coming around, finishing his first lap of 2. And he takes a pretty good little tumble there. Looks like he's going to land on its wheels. All right, well, that was only lap number 1, so that may be a little off pace. We'll see what lap number 2 does for him. And that just goes to show you how tough these cars are. Takes a pretty good rollover, doesn't even think about it, gets on the gas, tears up a little bit of fiberglass, but that's A-okay, and he is all over it as he hits the king kicker. And you can hit in the throttle, seeing how it shakes out. So his last lap should have been fairly slow. Well, it's not slow. It's a 1:35, even with that rollover. Puts him 18th overall for the day. But I promise you this one, if he can keep her on all 4, this will be a fast lap. As Jack with Believe Cam gets all over the bumper of Paul Horschel. So Paul Horschel trying to Monster Alley. And we'll get a time for him to see if he can bump out Philip McGilton with that 124. So Paul Horschel moves into 3rd position with a 127. So 1, 2, 3, and 4,400 is Philip McGilton, then Paul Wolf, then Paul Horschel. In the open class, it is Paul Wolf, then Nick Anderson. In the pro modified class, it's Nick Anderson, and then Brandon Davis. So we still have lots of racing yet to go, but it looks like we'll give it just a couple more minutes to see if we get any late qualifiers up. We usually give them about 5 minutes. And then qualifying is closed for the weekend. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in to the 2025 Monster Energy Melee presented by Holley Off-Road and is presented by our official sponsors, G-Force, All Things UTV, Tire Spine, Warren Racing, PCI Race Radios, NorCal Rock Racing, Brannick Motorsports, Rock Crawler Suspension, Spider Tracks, Metal Cloak, Factor 55, Monster Energy, Freight Factory, Maxxis Tires, Big B Motorsports, and by King Shocks. So please support who supports the sport. We would not be here racing today without each and every one of them during LS Fest, presented by Holley Off-Road. Again, if you have a little time right now, go see Roxy at Mega Merch. Buy all the things. You spend some money, you get some raffle tickets. We've got some koozies, some hats, and some coolers. We'll be giving away that swag here in about 45 minutes at 5 p.m. You must be present to win, and we'll give away some stuff. So I don't see any other cars, so we're going to wait for that for just a few more minutes, and there'll be UTV racing here very shortly. We'll step away from the action, but more to come.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
We don't take these lightly. They're not practiced or anything like that. We're here to try to win.
You know, we're getting bigger car counts. It's a new track. It's a cool venue, and it's a different change of scenery.
That's what Ultra 4 is. But then when the green flag drops, it's all out battle. Mad Max and Thunderdome.
It's going to be tough. Competition is the best of the best.
For me, it's just a place to go release some anger and have some fun with my kids, and it's like fist fighting in a goddamn race car.
Before racing to me is a way to get out with friends. It's where we spend time together. It's where you get your blood pumping.
I'm excited. I have a lot of confidence on where Ultra 4 is going to be.
Ultra 4 is awesome. It's so much fun because you're just wheel to wheel with the guy next to you, and especially in short course. And what an opportunity to be able to race side by side with like pro level drivers that have won K8 previously, OG drivers that have been in this for 10 plus years.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Tested and proven in some of the world's most rugged environments, the all-new Warn Xeon XD and XP line of vehicle recovery winches have arrived, redesigned from the ground up. Warn Xeon XD and XP represent the ultimate in performance and durability on the market today. You'll have the confidence to go farther And most of all, go prepared.